Okay, in this lesson I'm going to create 3 spheres of different sizes, arbitrary, and then connect their centers with lines, and then extrude along those lines of circles so that we get cylinders connecting those. So I drew a circle of 36-inch diameter. Click on the arrow key. The right arrow key will snap to the blue axis. I'm going to draw a circle of the same size in that axis. I'm repeating what I've done before. So this is going to be the path around which I revolve this circle into a sphere. Click follow me. Oh, before I do that, sorry, we need to contrive the center, so we go to any endpoint of the circle, draw to its center. Select the circle path. Follow me. Revolve it. Let's change face style to X-ray so that we can see that center. Triple click the sphere and make it a component. Letter G. Actually, let me undo that so we can assign it a name. Triple click, make it a component. Let's call this a hydrogen atom. We're going to set component axes, and now that we have that endpoint, we can set the origin of this component to that center. I'm just establishing the axes, and that's done. Now what I'm going to do is array copies of this. Let's see, 6 feet apart, enter 3x. Okay, we have more atoms, molecules than we need. I'm going to now select each of these and make those instances unique. So this is a unique component now that may be scaled. Let's scale it to about half the size. Uniform, if you hold the control key, it scales about the center. So I'm going to say, let's change that to 0.5. Okay, so that's half as big. We'll change this, we'll scale this to 0.75. Scale, hold the control key, about the center, type 0.75. So we don't need this third one. Okay, so I have 3 spheres of different sizes. They're similar in that they have a line whose endpoint is coincident with the centers. So I'm just going to take one of them, move it arbitrarily in that direction. Doesn't matter how far. Oops. And then in the blue axis, the z direction, it may as well be planets. This error, there's a right error. We need to save this file out somewhere. So let's do that. Save as, and you can select the local, one of the folders that, one of your folders, atoms. Let's move that in on the blue axis downward 6 feet. Okay, so these are in different places. If I go to top view, we can see they're in different places. Let's change the camera to parallel projection, so there's no perspective distortion. Front view shows that they're at different elevations. Remember that selecting any one of these, this is a very useful feature, and go Window Component Attributes allows me to set an XYZ position for them. So you can type in XYZ positions explicitly. I'm going to ignore that for now. So the first thing I want to do is now connect the centers of two of these with lines. Line tool, origin and component, and that's what we want to snap to. Origin and component, and we want the origin in that component. Okay, so we have a line connecting those two planets, molecules, whatever you will. Origin and component, connect the next one, origin and component. Okay, so we have this system, which now we want to take that line and extrude a circle along it. Now, the size of things the size of elements I'm using is arbitrary at this point. So I'm going to take the circle tool, just a little bit, very gingerly, just sort of snap to endpoint. So that's going to be tangent to, we want to snap to an intersection. So you have to move around until it reveals there's our intersection. And creating a circle along the intersection creates a circle that's normal to that line or perpendicular to that line. I'm going to type in a value of 6 inches. Let's see what that gives. All right, so that's something we can see. Now, the useful thing about this is when I select the line, because the circle isn't part of that line, if it will follow that. If I use that as a path, it will follow the entire line. So I'm going to select Follow Me, and then I want to select that circle's surface. Okay, you get a warning. It says doesn't begin or end on that extrusion. So we know that is going to be useful for us, and that is how you would create the connection. I'm vaguely remembering from my high school chemistry that some of these connections go 2 ways, or there's a double bond, and we can model that separately. But having done this, we can triple click that and make that a component. So we can call that bond 1. Okay, there are ways we can improve on this, but this will get us started. Okay, 10 minutes, not bad.